So, it turns out one of the thresholds for adulthood is when mundane tasks and chores become like world adventures where your ambitions and hopes lie. I thought we had moved into a space that had enough counter space for a 4-slice toaster. Hear me out. Who only makes 2 slices of toast? Look, our toaster they don't go bad, right? Because it's just most of them are just a conventional oven that has one temperature, fire. But they do get a little wear and tear. And sometimes the particle dust of just inferned material, there's no way to get that out of there. So you gotta get a new one. And so we venture out into the world unknown. I know, I'm trying to sell a toaster. Actually, I was trying to buy a toaster. I don't think I've ever heard a no leave my girlfriend's face and enter my ear canal faster than when I approached a 4-slice. I didn't even ask. I mean, I've been hinting at it the whole time. But when we were at the store, I tried to play it cool. I barely even gleamed its perspective on the shelf before she registered it to her very core. I think her bones shook. Like there was something just legit grounded in the earth that told her to tell me no, nowhere close. Now she did have a valid argument. We didn't really have who has the counter space for 4? I mean, you're living in luxury if you can have 4-slice toaster. It would have taken up all of my counter, but I thought no time like the present. She immediately sees a 2-slice on sale. I mean, it was like the perfect storm for her while I was dealing with my hurricane of emotions. She beelined it right to one. And I tried to dissuade her because I thought maybe there's some sort of, you want to hold out. I just started trying like confusing her. Like, we can't afford that. She looked at me as if there might as well have been like a miniature plane that was carrying a giant banner that flew right in front of her face. Because I mean, everything was written right there. It was like, it's on sale. Like, what part of sale do you not? And then, I try to, then when she's confused and off her rocker, that's when you give her the old 1-2. And I look over here and I go, did I leave the oven on? A week goes by. Yeah, that's right. No toaster. And I felt so bad because at that point I'd given up on toast. Yeah, I was on strike. She had not given up on toast. She was frying it in a pan. Trying to make toast. I don't know. When I saw that, I was like, we got to do something. And so I started to budge on the whole toaster situation. I think she was so nervous that I was going to dissuade her from another toaster. She just picked the first one she saw. She didn't look she just grabbed one. She's like, oh, toaster? Yes, okay. Somehow we were at a store and we were already, it happened so fast, folks. I do feel real bad about this though. The toaster that she got, I don't even know they make these. 1 slice. And not even 1 slice. You couldn't even fit a full slice of bread. I have not seen a piece of bread fit inside that toaster. I watch her cut 30% and toast 70% of a piece of just one piece into I think, and it's gotten to the point where if I get a 2 slice, it's going to be like a gift. I mean, it's going to be a moment. She's probably going to beat me with the other one. It's only a 1 slice. How hard can it. Unless she leaves it on or something. But sometimes you don't always get what you want. When I was young, I thought it would be really cool to have a bear as a pet. A legit, bear with claws and teeth. I don't know what I was, sometimes in retrospect you go, hold on, how is that even close to a positive vibe? Let me give you some background. We had a dog once, and I saw a block of cheese fall off the back of the car. The dog barked at it so aggressively, and at first I thought, oh, it's going down with this piece of cheese. And then he ran away with his tail between its legs. Just the barking was more of a terrored yell, like like it's attacking. I thought it was him against the cheese. It was the cheese just winning. There was a demolition. And now what does that have to do with me? Well, you know where I was in that scenario? Up a tree. I heard that dog bark, and it scared me. I was like, I'm not messing with that or the fermented milk. And my idea was to have a bear. You ever heard a bear growl? Imagine waking up to a bear growl. Like, as that just a normal occasion? What do bears eat? Me? Like, I was so... My parents, the great salesmen that they were, tried to follow through, but first they had to lead it up with, hey, look, unfortunately, you can't accommodate a full-size bear, emphasis on the bear. So we got you the next best thing. A miniature bear. I thought, there's no way. You'll believe anything if you want something bad enough. And turns out it was a guinea pig. I even named it Bear. Like, just straight up, I tried to rewrite its DNA by just calling it a different animal. Like, that was the name I picked out. I was like, I'm going to name you Bear. Because eventually, if you're a miniature bear, and I call you Bear, just bear, you'll turn in. I don't know what I was thinking. That thing escaped, / I probably left the kid. You do the whole, I'm going to take care of it, and I really put my best foot forward. It could have broken out. It was a miniature bear, folks. You always hear those horror stories of them, like, living in the walls of the house or something like that. Now, I thought I had... a full-blown killer living in my walls. I thought anytime I heard like a noise, I thought this dude was getting swole and like lifting like cement or the foundation of the house and just moving things around, plotting its revenge. I mean, I just thought like this guy must be now a couple more pounds, protein, and just ready to go. I mean, you gotta take a stand, I guess. My selling point was hibernation, because I thought, well, bears are gonna sleep 3 months out of I mean, that's a sweet gig. Like, I only have to take care of for 9 months because of the and maybe I can get in on some of that nap time, because that's glorious. I could take some Z's for, a little while. There was a valid rule growing up that you had to eat everything on the plate. And after this whole scenario, some things you want to really test out to see the validity of what's going on. And so I thought, there's no way they're just going to keep me at this table while I don't eat. I couldn't eat. I don't know what it was. I don't know. But it wasn't going down. And it was a tiny little cheeseburger. And so I started nibbling on this thing. Like nibbling on it as if I was allowing sand shift through glass with fractional time pass by. I mean, I watched relationships come and go. The amount of time I sat at this desk nibbling, I barely entered into the meat portion of the cheeseburger. I mean, that's how much I just was like nibbling the consistency of like the flakiness of the bread. I don't know what I was nibbling on. Probably nothing. I just probably just put it real close and was like, this'll do. The amount of time, I mean, I thought 17 hours had gone by, and I don't even know what 17 hours was at that point, okay? That seemed like a crazy amount of just time in and of itself. It turned out it had been 3 minutes, and I had eaten the equivalent of, a mouse would have been confused at what I was doing. I mean, it was not. There was no mouse to feed it to. A mouse would have eaten it faster at that point. I had this. We went to this place one time that was like a zoo. But it had like all the scary things. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. And things that go bump in the night. And I don't know what kind of boardroom meeting they had to discuss what kind of events that they would put on. But we went to go see a tiger show. Legit, not like they're great, but like like king of the jungle tiger, okay? And they're like, oh, we're going to play with these tigers. I don't know who passed this because I'm sitting there going, oh, people are going to get eaten by tigers. And we go and sit and they double down. They start the speech off with, hey, look, we're about to bring out real tigers. Uh-huh. We don't train them. They're free. They're tigers. And I'm going, oh my, we're really going to watch a mauling. What kind of show is this? And they go, if they start attacking us, just to let everybody know, in case it's not clear here and now, these are real tigers attacking us. This isn't a show. They would be really... I'm like, what? They're in a cage? I mean, the audacity of the situation. I thought, there's no way this is about to... They bring out the tiger, and it starts walking the perimeter of the fence, assessing its authority and presence. Look. If somebody walked into a room like a tiger was walking that fence, I'd just start cleaning. You know, you want to start doing something productive in the hopes that you're either invisible or at least helping whatever that thing or idea needs, because that was a present. And not mean, because at that point I had matured / moments earlier been scared by a tiger. So I was going nowhere near the fence. But a bunch of kids were walking the fence because they thought, oh, this is Tony the tiger. I mean, we're pals. So they're like walking with it, trying to like, I don't know, commune with a creature that only knows one thing. Ownership. I'm telling you, this tiger didn't even like give these guys one moment of an instance of like, oh, you think this is classy? This tiger lifted its leg and just shot one off right in front. I mean, just marking its territory like you wouldn't believe. And it was shocking and aggressive. And then the show began. I mean... I don't know how much feeling a tiger has, right? Like, you ever drink warm water? I mean, look, I know water is crucial, and you've got to be like any sort of way to care about the temperature of water at certain situations, but lukewarm water should be a crime, all right? I was in this place once and they were trying to teach us how to like drink water or feel the water. You know, like when you're made of bones and you got no flesh and you see like like somebody drinking something and just flows over their rib cage and things like that. You know, I thought there was like a process. Somebody thought they had the audacity to try and be like, oh no, if you drink it slowly enough and go into the intercepts of your own consciousness, you'll feel the water flowing through your... I didn't feel nothing. I was parched. Okay? Not only that, I liked a cold water. Because cold, there's no taste with cold, right? It's just a feeling of refreshment. No, I don't know what's going on here. So, you know, with that, I better get some water because I don't want to necessarily feel it circling around my system, but it would be nice to quench the thirst. So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.